I'm too raw for TV.
Voice, then you're part of the revolution. Welcome to the new world. I'm your host, the Ratchet Revolutionary, but you can call me Prophet, Palmetto Star. And tonight, they want you to crash out about Nikes. They want you to crash out about Cardi B. They want you to crash out about Jeffrey Epstein. They do. That's why they keep on pushing it to you. But will you crash out for the culture? We're talking about that, and we got Deme God is going to be joining us with this powerful um, thing because they want you to crash out about all this stuff. But we're tackling a question that needs to be asked. Are you willing to crash out for the culture? Crashing it out. That means risking it all. Freedom, safety, everything. To defend the essence of the culture, our ethnic image, and your identity. So, will you crash out for the culture? Because it's crashing out. So, will you crash out? We got one of my favorite New York rappers, Deme God. He's in the building with us. He's definitely doing this thing, man. This dude is legendary, bro. Legendary. So, we're going to go into all of that very shortly. But will you crash out for the culture? We had Deme God here with us. Deme God, let them know who you are, man.
Peace and love, peace and love. It's the Big More coming out of New York City. You already know what it is. Official Deme God, DEMEGOD, not DEMI. It's nothing half about me. I'm a whole
Mm,
God by birth, by descendant, by blood. I represent the Moral Science Temple of America. I'm a missionary, so that means I'm a hip hop activist, rapper,
mm,
poet, actor, writer. Man, the list goes on. Serial entrepreneur. Let's go.
mhm.
Big homies, big homie. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? All that. Yeah.
No doubt, man. Big more. That's big more energy, man. Shout out to all my Moors, man, doing the thing. Peace to all the guys, man. Peace. But yes, man, like what? Okay, so we talking about crashing out for the culture, you know?
Mm.
And I know that's sort of like you could talk about a lot of things in that, but black people do original people crash out for their culture, man? Did they crash out for their culture?
Of course not, man. Only when it's convenient. You
Right.
know what I mean? When it's convenient, they crash out for the culture. But the culture's being disrespected left and
Mm,
right by all types of individuals, and nobody holds them accountable. It's like, I'm gonna be honest with you. It's like our people is under a spell. You know what I'm saying? So,
mm,
it's like you could probably come in front of them if you was a hypnotist. You could probably come in front of them if you knew what you was doing and swing that pendulum and snap 3 times, and they'll wake up and say, Wait, I was caught up in that. Yeah, you was caught up in that. You know what I'm saying?
mm,
So that's how I was when I woke up. When the gods and the
mm,
teachers came to me and they woke me up and they swung that pendulum in front of my face, and I
mm.
woke up, I'm like, that was me? That was what I was doing? So now, you know what I'm saying? Once you wake up, that's the key to being able to see,
Yeah.
identify who 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 the culture's for, who originated the
Mhm.
culture, and who's culture vulture. You know what I'm saying? So
Mm.
right now, all the lines is blurred right now. It's
Right.
confusion with all the tabloids and the media and the gossip. And then
Mhm.
the new wave now is, you know what I'm saying, is the AI reporter. You go on
Oh, yeah.
YouTube, it's mad clickbait. So
Yeah.
you don't know what's real, you don't know what's real, you don't know what's fake. And that's
Mm.
what they use. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Confusion is one of the main things that they use. Is order out of chaos.
Mm. Well, this is the real thing right here. If you're watching this, it's not some AI shit. The only AI is that, ancestral intelligence. That's the only
That's
AI
it.
we got going on right here. You know what I'm saying? But it's 100% real. And you guys call in 470-572-7678. We're going in with Deme God. You guys hit him up on Instagram, official Deme God. What were you about to say?
I was about to say raw is raw for a reason.
Hey.
It's raw for a reason. Let's go.
It's right for a reason. We're going in. We crashing out tonight. So you guys join us. We're going in. We're only going in on the Instagram for a little while though. So we're going in. But crashing out. When I think about crashing out for a culture, when I think about crashing out for a culture, I think about Captain Ibrahim. He crashed out. You feel me?
That's a
In
fact.
Burkina Faso. Military coup. You can't crash out higher than that. You know what I'm
That's a
saying?
fact.
You had the ordinary thing that was happening. He said, nah, we not doing that anymore. And like what you were talking about as far as waking up, and you're like, you look at yourself, and this because I had gone through this whole same thing too. Right after a police chase, that's the crazy thing about it. Police chase woke me up, and I seen the whole life. But you're looking at yourself like this should be me. So once you get that vision, everything around you, because your vision has changed, now everything around you is forced to change. So that's what you see with Captain Ibrahim and the Burkina Faso crashed out is that, you know, everything around him was forced to change because he woke up. You know what I'm saying? So it
Facts.
has to be it has to be this revolutionary action happen. You know what I'm saying?
I like to know how does that translate to American indigenous?
Mm,
Like, you know what I'm saying? It'd be I would love people to call in and just comment like how do they feel or how do the American indigenous feel his example is affecting them and how would they, you know what I'm saying, following his footsteps over here?
mm-hmm.
Hmm. You know what I'm saying? How would you crash out over here? Because over here, you know, we dealing with different things than what he dealing with.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's all the same opposition and oppressor, but how does that look over here? What does the
Mm,
revolutionaries over here do to crash out? You know what I'm saying? How
mm.
does that look? So it'd be interesting to see, you know, the people's thoughts on that.
Well, when I think about crashing out here in America, I think about Bobby Hutton. I think about, you know what I'm saying? We got a caller on the line. We got some callers on the
George
line.
Jackson,
George Jackson. George Jackson crashed
Jonathan
out.
Jackson,
Jonathan Jackson crashed out. You know what I'm
he
saying?
crashed out.
So yeah, Jonathan Jackson crashed out, Huey Newton crashed out. So that's when I think about American crash outs, Black Panther Party for
Facts.
self defense crashed out.
Facts.
But will you crash out for the culture? You guys call in 470-572-7678. We got the one and only official Deme God. Yes, we're on Instagram, but we're going to be getting off in a couple minutes. So you better log in to 2rawfortv.tv to see this exclusive thing. We're talking to a legend right now. So we got,
Mhm.
yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Right
for
now,
me,
go ahead. Yep. Because we're gonna have different things. But go ahead.
well, for me, being a Moor, I understand and know and understand black culture, slave culture, but
Mm,
also black culture is an illusion. There's no such thing as black culture because there's no such thing as black people. There's no such
mm,
thing as white people. Those are colors on a spectrum. Those those titles do not connect people to their creed. So when they say when they say we 3/5 of a man, they have taken our creed and our culture from us. You know what I'm saying?
mm,
So us being black signifies that. So first and foremost, we got to identify what is the original uh, uh, etymological word, you know what I'm saying, scientifically, when you're dealing with linguistics. What did our people call ourselves? Was it black or was it dark? Because we getting translations from different people instead of
Mm,
learning the language to translate ourselves. They never called us black. They always said dark. And there's a big difference
mm,
between black and dark. Second point I want to make is this culture that they have us believing is black culture is really ancient indigenous American culture. So when
mm.
the pilgrims came to America, we was already rhyming. There's
Yeah,
explorers who came here
right.
from Spain and Portugal who have diaries and written that in their contact with the indigenous of America, they loved rhyming poets, rhyming music, and ball games. So that means
Mm,
y'all didn't create basketball. Y'all didn't create soccer. Where did these things come from? And I'm gonna show you
mm,
how. I'm gonna show you how this is our culture. You could get an African, the darkest African, with the most melanin in his skin, and he can't out rap Nas. He can't out rap
mm,
DMX. You could get the
mm.
darkest. You could get the darkest Asian, Asiatic, uh, Asiatic man from the East with all the melanin in his skin. Guess what? He can't outball Steph Curry. Why? It's certain things that we have that's been ours for thousands of years. Yes, the European has taken it and they have commercialized it and corporatized it, you understand, and created a
Mhm.
business out of it. And that's what the whole paradigm of the United States flag, that's what that is. The United States flag is a banner for commerce. It's a peace treaty.
Mm.
It's not the
Yeah.
nation's flag. The
Uh.
United States flag is a treaty between the Moors and the Pilgrims.
Yeah.
We allowed them to do business here, but of course, they snaked us, killed our ancestors, and what you see now, we are the booty of that. There was a great
Mm.
war here that they call Cowboys and Indians. They
Yeah.
took that
Yeah.
war out of the history books. But right
Yeah.
here, our ancestors took them to war and we lost. So this is what we're seeing, the evidence of that. But the losing of it wasn't never losing the culture. The culture's embedded in your DNA. Me
Right.
getting on stage and being able to out rap any African. That's because that's American culture. That's what we do.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Soccer, basketball, it's no coincidence we dominate these sports. You know what I'm saying? We in the
Mm.
Olympics, we go around the world and dominate in the sports. Why? If all humans are the same, why do we dominate in things that are signature to American culture?
Mm. Well, hold that thought, Deme God, because we're going in. You guys hit them up on Instagram, official Deme God, and we got callers on the line. Caller, hold on for 1 second. We're going in. But if you have not logged into 2raw4tv.tv, go ahead and do that. Create a profile, real simple and easy, so you can see this discussion live. Because we're going to get too deep for Instagram. Matter of fact, we got to get off Instagram. I'm the most shadow banned person on the internet. You think I'm going to be on Instagram? Join me on 2raw4tv.tv. And then come and get my Emerald Bees Magic Honey. This is the forbidden black honey. You guys hit me in the
Ooh.
DM for that. This is all original honey coming straight out of St. Louis uh, from black bee farmers. So this is the forbidden black honey. You know, that's a great clarity for the mind, pre-workout, and awesome aphrodisiac. And also check out both of these honeys with the comb and without the comb. This one got a little bit of a comb in it. So we also got the honeycomb in it. You can't get this at Walmart. You can't get this at Kroger's. You can't get this at no grocery store, man. You only get this at My Emerald Bee. So you guys DM me, check out the selection, My Emerald Bee. So we're going in, but guess what? You won't see this on Instagram. You won't see this on Facebook. You won't see this on YouTube. You won't see this anywhere else because the revolution will not be televised. only on TV. No doubt. We're going in with Deme God. Will you crash out for the culture? We're asking that question. You guys call in 470-572-7678. We're going in with Deme God. You guys hit him up on Instagram, official Deme God. But we do have a caller on the line. 9522. Do you hear me? Yep, I hear you, bro. All right. Yeah, I hear you. You hear him, Deme God?
Yeah, I am.
Okay. Yeah, salute to the God. How y'all feeling? I'm
Everything
supreme.
good? How you doing, brother?
All is well, famo.
Islam.
He said what? He said, yeah, that's what's up. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Y'all was going in. Y'all was definitely going in. What was the question is, will you crash out for the culture, right? Yep. All right, so I guess, Melo, you gotta explain what you mean by culture because the brother, I definitely see what he talking about. He coming from indigenous aspect of the Moorish perspective. So yeah, the culture is such a vague term. Our people today use the culture like it's trash. What our people use the culture for. I'm not with that shit. I salute what the brother said. The culture was. Mm-hmm. And I know, technically, I know what you think the culture is, and know what the culture is, black supremacy. So I salute that too. So yeah, I mean, crashing out for the culture. A lot of people should be putting in work for the culture, man, and whatever aspect we gravitate towards. Our ancestral intelligence that we gravitate towards, our great empires that we learn about and relearn about and, magnetize to. I mean, the principles is just like, I call it Aboriginal integrity. We talking about the AI aspect. That aspect of, the keeping integrity amongst your the greatness of your bloodline, honoring that. So yeah, if you're gonna put in work or crash out or do anything, it should be aimed towards establishing or reestablishing that greatness of who we are as original people.
That's a fact.
So yeah, that should be for all the original people to be on code with that. But I know that the masses of our folks is going to follow up the modern aspect of what they think hip hop, rap, or which is straight colonial. That's bullshit. Fake black. That's fake black culture. That's exactly
Fact.
what it is. It's fake. They tell you that Lil Wayne, the Carter Six,
But that's what I'm
them
saying. We
boys
gotta
in the
be
hood.
careful though. Hold on. We gotta be careful. Cause coming out of New York, you gotta be careful with calling rap and hip hop fake culture. It's impossible for that to be fake culture.
No,
First,
no, hold on,
first
no,
and
hold on. Now,
foremost,
this is my thing. Okay, so I hear what you're saying. I'm not saying that rap,
it
hip hop is
started
fake culture.
authentic.
I'm saying that it is what it's utilized for right now is fake culture. You know what I'm saying? They tell you that boys in the hood is black culture. These are like you mentioned, we've been playing basketball. We've been doing all this stuff like that. So these are elements of our real culture that they implement and try to put out there and use as bait because we always sense our culture, it's in our blood. But what I'm saying, so they put these elements on their hip hop. You know what I'm saying? That we always been rapping. You know what I'm saying? Big time shout out to New York, big time shout out to all y'all. But even as you mentioned, we always been rapping before 1980. Come on now. Come on now.
Facts.
We been rapping before
Thousands of
that. You know what
years.
I'm saying? Fact.
And I
Fact.
want to say that. I want to say that The thing about what the European has done, the European has taken, they scientifically and psychologically have taken what we deem to be ours and
Mm-hmm.
weaponized it against the people. But
Right.
the people are the ones sanctioning it. They're not crashing out when they see violations. They dance into the
Mm.
violations. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? They dance into the violations. They seeing the young girls being on the TV screen half naked. They clicking like on that. You know what I'm saying? So the same brothers that saying they conscious and they want to see change is the same ones feeding into the beast. You understand what I'm saying? So to crash out would be to totally go reverse and be like, nah, I'm not doing that. Yo, nah, and speaking up. That's crashing out. Speaking up when your pockets might be online. Speaking up
Mm.
when your influence might be on the line. Speaking
Right.
up when your family and friends might go against you. That's crashing out. Know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You ain't gotta be Jonathan Jackson or Huey Newton and grab the shotgun, and it's a multitude of ways to die, and it's multitudes of ways to crash out. It ain't all about violence. So people gotta understand that, like Kanye said, World War III been started. It was digital.
Mm.
When China
Right.
was trying to hack into our joint, what you think we doing? They not reporting the crazy stuff that America's probably doing. We probably got our own hackers trying to hack into everybody's system. So this war is digital and it's spiritual. That's the whole thing.
Mm.
That's the whole science with us moving into the Aquarian age. Because we're not in one
Mm.
spot. We're not in one spot circling the sun. The sun, the whole Milky Way, it's moving through dark matter. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
So that's
Mm-hmm.
why when we get in this in dark matter, you're dealing with dimensions. You understand? So the dimension we in right now is the dimension of truth, like truth
Mm-hmm.
serum. That's why everything's being revealed. It's the Aquarian age. Everything's being revealed. So the truth of the fact of the matter is crashing out is all we got left. If
Mm.
we want to see and ignite change, it has to be a crash out mentality. Malcolm X
Mm.
had a crash out mentality. He had no
Yeah.
wins, but he said by any means necessary.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Mm.
powerful. Noble Drew
That's powerful.
Ali. I was talking, I sent not to go off track, but I sent one of the brothers a newspaper article from London. You don't hear no newspapers in America don't even have this article. But Noble Drew Ali is on the front. And they talk about how he crashed Wall Street when he stood
Mm.
up and spoke at the United Nations, one of the first United Nations meeting in Cuba, when they was called the League of Nations back in like 1923. Noble Drew Ali spoke, right? His
Mm-hmm.
speech crashed Wall Street. His speech.
Mm.
Now that's he crashed out because guess what? A few years later, Noble Drew Ali was dead.
There you go.
So that's a
Yep.
crash out. Speaking up, knowing that you up against death, knowing that you up against the odds, and you still speak truth and you stand on your square, no matter
Mm.
what, by any means necessary.
But and we've been crashing
Indeed.
out at Tip Over TV. You already everybody seen the crash out. Y'all seen the police chase all that stuff. So y'all definitely seen the crash out. And we always stand for truth, but so it is what it is. That's what it is.
That's a fact.
Yeah, so we going in, man. Now I know and I do got to call on the line. Did you have anything else you want to add to that, or anything that you heard that resonated with you?
Yeah, y'all definitely going in. I definitely agree. To an extent, on this part, it's like hip hop, right? I agree with what Nas put out and what Andre Three Stacks put out even before him. Hip hop is dead. That shit is trash because really, to me, when you say the culture, I don't care if we created a lot of shit on this planet, but if we're not controlling it, it's not ours. Period. If somebody can come and take your shit, that just mean you the grantor of that trust, but you don't control that shit. Well, no matter of fact, you're not the grantor, because if we get into that, you the creator somewhat, but you ain't controlling the shit. So we got to get into controlling our culture. The shit is dead if
That's
we
a
ain't
fact.
controlling it. And this too on hip hop, man. Even with some of the legendary godfathers of hip hop, like James Brown, who was from that dirty South, don't get the credit that he deserved on even starting that shit. And like I said, to go back further than that, but a lot of things that we do is lame, man. As far as the masses of blacks, we gotta learn how to create something and fully control that shit. Control the narrative of it, control the propaganda, all of that comes with it, and go hard. Yeah, crash out on your opposition when they attempt to take shit over, and when Negroes amongst us sell that shit out. You got to be called out. You
Facts.
got to be punished for those type of things. But yeah, I mean, we created a lot of things. Absolutely, he going in on our indigenous culture. How we had the original football came from us. It's still indigenous temples and stadiums. You could pretty much say ancient stadiums with showing and proving that we played these different games that we still play
Facts.
today. And
Facts.
yeah, we was always musical geniuses from even indigenous tunes like the rhythm and blues. We was doing that prior to them commercializing it and creating a beats musical industries that really took advantage of our folks. But to get out of us being taken advantage of, we must build holistically security. We was always warriors, the greatest of any warrior clan, and we got to get back to building security. So when we create things, we can really protect that. Because if
That's a fact.
I'm just not with us just creating shit and then colonizers controlling the shit. Then we saying that it's ours. That's not really the case. You created it, but somebody done took that shit from you, and they controlling the narrative of it. So yeah, just yeah. If we're gonna crash out, just go hard with it. Just keep it going with anything we create, we protect. So, but salute to the guys. I definitely enjoyed the bill, man.
Nah, that's a fact. I think that there's two hip hop is a two part essence. You know what I'm saying? What you speaking about is the corporate commercialized hip hop. But the young kid that's using hip hop to express themselves on the corner or in the school talent show to get their stresses off their chest, they might be getting molested, they might be getting beaten. And hip hop is an art form, it's an expression before it's anything else. You know what I'm saying? That's why it's a two-part essence. Because before it's anything else, it came out as an expression. You know what I'm saying? Express yourself. It's an art form. Rap means rhythm and poetry. I just put out a book called If God Could Rap. And I put the book out so I could teach people about the acronym of rap being rhythm and poetry. Like R&B is rhythm and blues. So people think Europeans created that. The word, the concept, the meaning, they didn't. They didn't. Letters is mathematics. If they couldn't read and write, how could they create anything? All of it comes from us. You know what I'm saying? All of it. So when you dealing with rap, you dealing with poetry. Poetry is an art form. They can't control that. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm still rapping. You know what I mean? They can't control me. They can't control me doing my shows in Harlem and me touching the 3 or 4 or 5 kids that come up to me like, yo, I really was feeling that, man. I was going through the same thing. Or, yo, you were more, you could teach me like, so hip hop is still being used in the ghettos. You know what I'm saying? Allah still works in mysterious ways. No matter how much the devil think they doing mischief with hip hop in the ghettos is still allowing children to express themselves. Forget record deals. Forget platinum plaques. We're not talking about that. We're talking about the essence of the art form. When a kid expresses themselves through poetry and music. You know what I'm saying? I was one of those kids. I didn't have nobody to talk to. I didn't have no dad. So rap really gave me that outlet, or I would have been in way more fights. I would have did way more bad stuff if it wasn't for hip hop. You know what I'm saying? If it wasn't for me saying, yo, nah, I ain't trying to get kicked out of school, talent show coming up. I can't even be in the talent show unless I got a certain amount of grades. Hip hop
Mm-hmm.
can be used in so many forms by us today. We can't let them create the narrative. That's where we messing up at. Corporate hip hop is corporate hip hop, but it's the masses that's supporting it. If the masses stop supporting it, they'll start putting out conscious rappers because they, believe it or not, the Europeans and the Jews, they about their bread, man. And if they see drill is not making no more money, guess what? They gonna look to what's making money. Okay, so what the people are checking for? How come indigenous American people are not checking for conscious hip hop?
Mm-hmm.
I'm a conscious rapper. How come I don't have a million streams right now? So this is what I'm saying. The same people that's in these conscious communities, right? The same people that's in these conscious communities don't even support conscious leaders or conscious speakers. There's no support system. They support all the negative stuff. The
Mm-hmm.
same conscious dudes, the same dudes that's clicking like on high level conversations with 19 keys, the same dudes that's listening to Farrakhan, they at the club at the end of the night, man. They dancing to drill. So this is what I'm saying. Who's calling, who's putting them on the spot? Who's telling them like, yo, who's holding them accountable? Like, yo, you checking for that? I thought you was Nation of Islam. I thought you was an Israelite. You checking for
Mm-hmm.
that? This is what needs to happen. Accountability. Everybody
Mm-hmm.
needs to remember when we was kids, you got caught doing something bad. Somebody else parent see you, they gonna hold you accountable for that. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That needs to be implemented back. We can't be scared of each other. You know what I'm saying? All of that, scared of the young scared to talk to the old. Nah, crash out, speak up, no matter how much fear you
Mm-hmm.
got. Yo, bro, you doing this wrong. You doing this wrong. Yo, you know you ain't supposed to be checking for that little girl. That's a little girl, bro. We need that. We need heroes. We need angel time. I hear the kids talk about demon time. I tell them don't come around me because I'm on angel time. What happens when angels and demons collide? Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
crash out. That's what I'm
Crash
talking
out.
about. We need more
Yeah.
angel time.
All right. No doubt. No doubt. Well, man, speaking of time, we got a legend right here with us, man. You definitely been doing your thing. Had a lot of legendary freestyle battles with a lot of legendary people that you may know. You know, DMX, 50 Cent, you know what I'm saying? List goes on, man. And you're out there in the mix in New York in the heartbeat of hip hop.
And the
You feel me?
heartbeat.
So what have you going against 50 Cent, how that even start? How that whole hip that
That's
freestyle
crazy.
even came about?
Well, this is when we both was young. We coming up. He didn't even have an album out yet. Actually, he just had the single out, "How to Rob a Rapper," and
Mm,
I was just coming home from prison. I had just did 7.5 years. All I did, I was a battle rapper in prison. That's all I did was read books, no TV, read books, write, and battle rap. That's what I did
mm,
my whole 7.5 years. So I had a lady friend who I went to school with. I used to write her rhymes, and she had got signed to Trackmasters. So her group, which was called Femme Fatale, they was label mates with 50 on Trackmasters at the time. So I had came home from prison. I was only home for like 3 days. And she called me and was like, yo, I want to bring you to the Sony studios. They got the Sony studios closed now, but Sony had a studio that basically took up 4 blocks. I mean 4 square miles, 4 square blocks. So basically the whole block was theirs. Up 5 flights, you know what I'm saying? State of the art studio. So she brings me there with Wyclef, and 50's recording upstairs as well. So she like, yo, I'm gonna go get 50. That's my boy. Y'all kind of like remind me of each other. You know what I'm saying? Because I
Okay.
was wild
Okay.
and he was considered to be wild. So she was like, yo, maybe y'all could work together. I'm gonna go get him. So she went to go get him, brought him downstairs, introduced us. It was a dope, you know what I'm saying? I felt this vibe and all that. We was vibing. And then she was like, yo, I just want to hear both of y'all. Maybe y'all could work together. Boom, boom, boom. So 50 was like, all right, yeah. She was like, but this ain't no battle. We don't got time for none of that. You know what I'm saying? I just want to hear one verse from you, one verse from you to hear how y'all voices contrast with each other. So we agreed. So he go. He spit. He spit his 16. So right after he go, I go. That's how work one verse, right? But when
Mm-hmm.
I was done, he ain't stopped. He kept going. So I kept
Okay.
going. You know what I'm saying? And then it's just started getting heated. Cause now in prison, I'm extra. Cause to get stone cold criminals to like your music or to like your poetry, you better be acting it out. You better be performing. Ain't no room for no shyness or nothing. Because we
Mm-hmm.
used to really compete. Like back in the 90s in the prison system, we used to really battle. Like how they battling now, we used to do that in
Mm-hmm.
the prison system for money. So, you had to really put it on. So, during the process of me and him going at it, we both kind of took it personal. He started, his body movements was showing he was taking it personal. My body movements was showing I was taking it. I took off my shirt. I'm sweating. I just did 7.5 years. My body, his body, he was fat. He wasn't even, that's why he kind of like took my style, but I can't really, I don't got no real evidence of that because he got
Yeah.
shot up, you know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
then he went and worked out and he got big, but that's after meeting me, after seeing
Mm-hmm.
my physique and seeing how I'm coming with it. He changed his whole rap style from his first album to Get Rich or Die Trying. It's a whole totally different 50. So, you know, we went for like 20, 30 minutes. And then in the battle world, when you battling, if you run out of raps, you lost. Like that's just what it is. And that's what happened. He ran out of raps. I just came home from doing 7.5 years. I had like hundreds of battle raps on my head. And what was crazy, right? This was really, he took it personal because of this. When we first started the battle, it was only like 5 people in the room. But when
Mm-hmm.
the battle ended, like 30 minutes later, it was like 30 people in the room. So it was
Mm-hmm.
execs from Sony, you know what I'm saying? All different execs you know what I'm saying? They was in the room and all, because they like, who is this guy? We know that's 50, but who's this guy? And he
Mm-hmm.
is like, ah. I'm like, because that's how I rap, like, ah. You know what I mean? So later on, come to find out, watching Get Rich or Die Trying, know I'm lying. I get a call from our people in LA. They like, yo, you seen 50 new movie? I'm like, nah. They like, yo, you need to go watch that. You better go put that movie or you gotta go watch that movie, son. I'm like, what? He like, yo, you better go watch it. So I go watch it. And I'm watching the joint. And he gets to Ja Rule, the character that's supposed to be Ja Rule and Get Rich or Die Trying. He
Mm-hmm.
names him after me. So I'm like,
Go ahead.
you named him after me? Because at the time, my name wasn't Deme God, my name was Dangerous. I came out on the bass soundtrack. I was on the bass soundtrack with Scarface. Scarface is my big homie out of Houston. You know what I'm saying? That's
Mm-hmm.
my big homie. So he put me on the Bait soundtrack, Jamie Foxx movie The Bait. We had the title song, Took the Bait. You know what I'm saying? So you know it's a rapper named Dangerous out there. That's Scarface protege. You know that already because we got the title joint on one of the dopest movies out right now. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
So I took that personal. So, you know, I was like, oh, okay. So I go to my team, Rough Riders, and I tell them, like, yo, listen, son gonna be a problem. Son trying to violate me subliminally, boom, boom. But I'm at the time, I'm known as a troublemaker. I'm known as a trouble starter and finisher. So my people was like, yo, you starting trouble, man. You don't know 50. Where you know 50 from? He's a new artist. You just came from prison. How you know him? Because I'm not really bragging to them, telling them, like, yo, I met him, we battled, boom, boom. I ain't going to none of that. I'm just like, yo, he gonna be a problem. And look what happened. 2-3 years later, he came out with Piggy Bank, tried to get at my son Kiss, and D Block tore him a new rear end. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Everybody remember that. He can't forget that.
Mm.
That's why he squashed it with them, because he already know. They tore him some crazy. They had like 50, 60 mixtapes out. Fuck G
Mm.
Unit. You know what I'm saying? They went in. Style, Sheep, the whole Rough Riders, you know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, God worked in mysterious ways, you know what I'm saying? I didn't get a chance to really respond to the shots he was throwing back then, but I
Mm.
understood. I understood. You know what I'm saying? If you sign to Sony, you know what I'm saying, you supposed to be the next big thing. And if it was me and the young lion came in there and he did what he did to you in front of people, I would have took it personal too. So, you know, it is what it is. But that's something that's always gonna be on the resume, and he gonna always remember my name. He know what it is. You know what I'm saying?
No doubt, no doubt, no doubt. We're gonna have a little more. I want to play some of your videos too. So we
Definitely,
got.
definitely.
I want to play that 100 more. Let's put that on there. What's the inspiration behind that track?
Well, as we know, the Moral Science Temple of America, Noble Drew Ali and Marcus Garvey, they came to bring the science of our true national name. Our true national name is not black. Black is a color. It's not a race. It don't connect you to no people. We don't got no black embassies. We don't got no black nations. There's nothing black. Where's this black thing? You know what I'm saying? So the young man brought up James Brown, and he brought up James Brown, and he said, giving James Brown credit. James Brown was an agent. Let's just keep it funky. He was an agent. He was an agent
Why
for
you
the
say it was the
Masons because I'm black and I'm proud. What you think he made that up on his own? That comes from a mind that's subconsciously programmed that he's black. And now he's put into a position to make a song to program the rest of the people to make them think they black. When really
But we've been.
black is what's really the reason why we where we at. That's why they could
But
shoot us in the
no, I
street.
want. I want to talk about. We're going to talk about that specifically. But I want to get into this 100 more. We're going to go into the 100 more. We're going to come back with that conversation.
All right, let's get it to it.
We're going to go into
It's
that.
long. It's
All right,
long.
so we're going to go
Yeah.
100 more. 100 more. Will you crash out for the culture? All right.
I'm the
You
big
got it on
homie,
there?
big homie. That's why these little niggas don't know me. Just get 10 for the grip. That's why these little niggas don't know me. Low key parolee, ODing off OG.
Somebody tell the Lord I got 100 more.
Hey.
If the blood pours, I got 100 more. So just to let y'all know, this song right here is a drill record. I wanted to bring the conscious community and the nigga kingdom together in a way where it causes gang members and conscious individuals like Israelites, Muslims, Moors, Come together, Black Panthers. Come together. Regardless of the differences, nigga kingdom, conscious kingdom, when we come together, we have no choice but to rub off on each other. But we gotta come together. Those little youngins, that's blood, crip, gangster disciples and all that, that's our army, that's our navy, that's our Marines, because we a nation within a nation. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, 100 Moors, man.
Deme God. Islam, Mo. More money. Somebody tell the law, I got 100 Moors. If the blood pours, I got 100 Moors. Even my Deme Goddess riding for the cause. And she whack, boy, you niggas whack, boy. Somebody tell the law, I got 100 Moors. With 100 Johns. If the blood pours, I got 100 Moors. On double laws. Snitches tell the law, he got 100 Moors. And they gripped up, riding in foreign cars. We in every gang, cause we all Moors. Some is on the 5, others on the 4. Others throw that 6 to white supremacists. We in the hood, we with the shits. We gon' get it lit, we gon' get it lit. Forks at the ops, flashing lights on the strip. Bloodstone or crip, it don't matter who you with. Like BGF in the feds back in 86. All black everything, niggas who you with. You better know race, politics, and this shit. Get wind up, hit, or kicked out the whip. Somebody tell the law, I got 100 Moors. If the blood pours, I got 100 Moors. On double laws, with 100 Johns. Old shoon in my ear, Deme you the God. Snitch tell the law, I got 100 Moors. If the blood pours, I got 100 Moors. Somebody tell the law, I got 100 Moors. If the blood pours, I got 100 Moors. Hoping you BM, blowing the GM, hoping you listen to reason. Or gun you down, I'm good everywhere, my niggas run the town. One day it's gonna change, but for now I'ma drip from my fangs in the trap. With the strap for the city's biggest gang. Respect what I bang, you ain't nothing but a thing. I turn niggas to gods, prepare them for war. I got 100 Moors, somebody call the law. I got 100 Moors. If the blood pours, I got 100 Moors. So many niggas dying, we need balance. Got the blicky on me, screaming stop the violence. Still getting to the bag, money on silent. Empress all ass and thigh, screaming ride or die. When it rains it pours, I got 100 Moors. All female squad, hit 100 yards. Dora Malaysia, all my wives go hard. Word to Chad Boswick, they gon' go. Somebody tell the law, I got 100 Moors. If the blood pours, I got 100 Moors. On double laws, with 100 Johns. Old shoon in my ear, Deme you the God. Snitch tell the law, I got 100 Moors. If the blood pours, I got 100 Moors. Somebody tell the law, I got 100 Moors. If the blood pours, I got 100 Moors.
No doubt. We got Deme God. That was 100 Moors. You guys check that out right now. We got, you know what I'm saying? Check them out on Instagram, official Deme God. Now, I want to talk about this because, you know, I wear the turban, wear the scarf, all that. That's for the Moors. You know what I'm saying? So I've always been repping the
Islam.
Moors from when I was
Islam.
first started waking up. You know what I'm saying? Because I know
Islam.
that's the culture, that's the heritage. You feel me? At the same time, this is my thing about the Moors. It's like, okay, Sanskrit, the word that represents both dark and black are the same word. You feel me? This is the same word. When you talk about Osiris, they call them the perfect black. You have the Blackfoot Indians, which are indigenous. You know, this is us. So while I do feel it was never, because we've been calling ourselves these things before it was a racial identity. So while I think the racial identity part is It's a bullshit. Black as this racial identity because it's just like a checkerboard. They try to play us against each other. We've always called ourselves dark or black, even the blackamoors. You know what I'm saying? So I mean,
Never.
so what's the thing with them?
I'm gonna put it in perspective for you. I'm gonna put it in
All right,
perspective
all
for you,
right.
King. I'm gonna put it in perspective for you. When you talking about a cosmology of a people, you
Mm-hmm.
could call us black, right? The cosmology of a people. You know what that word deals with? That deals with the cosmology. Now, when you're talking about a political status of a
Mm-hmm.
people, we never was black. Now, I'm gonna prove you wrong. English, you speak in English. That's number one. That's number
What's
one.
taking on
You're trying to translate an ancient language into a bastard language. English is a bastard language. They didn't have no language. The Moors conquered Europe in 711 AD and built universities and taught their kings and queens how to read and write. So
right,
this is how they get their English. English is a derivative of Moorish Latin, right?
right. So we created
Now,
English too. That's what I'm saying. We created English. The Moors created
no,
English.
no, no. Listen. English, the reason why they say it's a bastard language, because it's
Mm-hmm.
backwards. It doesn't resonate. It doesn't resonate like all the older languages do. All the older languages have a feminine aspect and a masculine. Most
Mm-hmm.
of the words in the English language are all masculine, homosexual. Figure that one out. Masculine on masculine, feminine on feminine. So they
Hold up,
have
but is it?
actually broken, huh?
Go ahead. Go no. Go
I'm
ahead.
gonna
Go
give
ahead.
you
Go
an
ahead.
example. I'm gonna give you an example. Okay, you said blackamoor.
Mm-hmm. Black
Blackamoor,
Moor.
what do you think blackamoor means? See, that's why it's important to study etymology. All
Mm-hmm.
our people need to study linguistics and etymology so we can understand the science of words, the vibrations, which is feminine. You have feminine volumes and consonants, and you have
Mm-hmm.
masculine, right? They
Mm-hmm.
are different in the English language. So now I'm going to ask you again. Blackamoor was never a term that we called ourselves. That's like
Mm-hmm.
calling me a nigger. First of all, you got two words, right? Black and more.
Yeah.
If
And
black
more.
meant more, why are you saying it twice?
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't make sense. The English called us black or more, the same way they calling us black. That's where they just
Mm-hmm.
took a more off and just put, okay, they black. But we was never the first blacks. The first recorded blacks ever was in Europe, the Balkans. The
Mm-hmm.
Balkans were the first people to be called black in a
Mm-hmm.
European language. And the black is spelled Blacc. You can look it up. That's a fact. The first people in history ever to be called black were Europeans. The first
Mm-hmm.
person in history ever to be called white was Mansa Musa. Mansa
Right.
Musa was the whitest man in the world
But
because
that
white
was a
and
social
black,
status. It's a status. You know what I'm saying?
exactly.
So
White and
this is
black
what they
had
did. They took
nothing.
this to do it right to
Hold
do it
on.
right.
White and black had nothing to do with skin color. We never dealt
Right.
with skin color.
Exactly. So that is what they
If
did.
those
They took these social
white and
status.
black,
They took these
hold
social
on, hold
status
on.
that
The Balkans were the lowest Europeans on a totem pole. You had the
right.
Slavs. That's where the word slave comes from. They
Exactly.
were the first slaves, the Slavs. The
Mm-hmm.
Slavs and the Balkans were the lowest class of Europeans. So they have taken that and given it to us. Now let's go to elementary school. Let's go to Hold on, I'm gonna
So
break this one
hold on.
last thing down to
Let
you.
me make this point. Let me make this point because you're making some great points. So this is what I'm saying, and you're just saying this. You're basically just saying the same thing. They took these statuses, right, where we recognize white as this status, right? Because and even in our holy things, we wear white. You know, we wear white, so it's a status, right? Black is a
That's a
status.
fact.
So they took these things and applied them to a racial identity. and at the same time, this is my thing because this is my thing with the etymology thing because you got black is pale is all of these things in Middle English, which was we had gone past prior to me. It's like it doesn't disempower anything, and in fact, when you look at blackness as far as darkness, everything comes from black. Everything comes from
But
that.
dark, but
Everything comes from everything comes from
let's
that.
we you
Not
listen,
the
you
not the
doing with
Middle
black
English version.
listen,
You know what I'm saying?
hold
Because
on.
you
We
talking about
can't I can't go back and forth with you if you're gonna do what black people do. We not dealing with what you want to believe. Let's deal with facts. 2 plus 2 is
right.
4. Not
I'm talking
only
about facts
here,
too. I'm talking about
hold
facts
on.
too.
Not only
I'm talking
here,
about facts
but
too.
on the moon. Hold on. Black is an adjective or pronoun.
Mm-hmm.
Let's deal with just basic elementary that they teach the young kids. Black cannot be a people because it's not. What is it? An adjective or pronoun? We know what adjectives and pronouns are,
Mm-hmm.
right? What is more and what is black?
Mm-hmm.
Only a thing can be black. A black
Yeah.
car, a black
Mm-hmm.
house, but people can never be black because
Right.
black is a color. It's not a
Mm-hmm.
race. It has nothing to do. See, the whole thing is they took this land from the indigenous Americans. The
Mm-hmm.
only way to take the land is to get us to call ourselves something we are not and to
Mm-hmm.
tell us that we from Africa. I'm not from Africa. My mother's Cherokee, Blackfoot, and Choctaw. My father's Choctaw, and my mother's Blackfoot and Cherokee. So we have
Blackfoot, that
no
so
history.
Blackfoot doesn't talk about, but
But
you
But
making my
listen,
whole point. We both saying the
Blackfoot
same
did not
thing.
listen.
We both are
Blackfoot,
saying the same
they
thing.
wasn't talking about their feet when they called
That's
themselves Blackfoot.
we both saying the same thing.
They wasn't
That's what I'm
talking
saying.
about their feet.
That
Show me
they took this
evidence.
stat they took no what I'm saying, and you're saying the same thing, is they took these statuses, they applied them to these racial things. They say we're white because they're not even white. They're pink, they're pale, they're what I'm saying? But they took these
Facts.
things to confuse the original people, the black people here. You feel me? So it's like
To take the land. To take the land. That's
exactly,
what they have.
exactly.
They have the land right now. That's
Mm-hmm.
what they have.
Mm-hmm.
They have taken the land. So
Yeah.
Trump would tell us, yo, I'm gonna send you back to Africa so they can continue to take the land. Black
But
people ain't from Africa.
where are you gonna crash out about the land here in America? That's what that's what we talking about. We
Yo,
going we
we
got
the
Deme
Moorish
God here.
Empire, we got more pyramids here than
Yep.
Africa.
Mm.
We got settlements here older than the Great Pyramid. Figure that one
Mm.
out. How is that? If everything you telling me, I'm from Africa, how you bring 1,000,000 slaves over the treacherous Atlantic
Oh
Ocean?
yeah.
We have to use our common sense. But the problem
Mm-hmm.
is, like I was saying earlier, you got agents, masons, you understand, in the entertainment industry, in the politics, that's keeping the narrative going. Because the head masons is in Scotland. You
Mm.
understand? And what the diabolical part about it is, masonry comes from Moorish science. They created masonry when the Moors conquered Europe in 711 AD. Why did the Moors conquer Europe? Did we really conquer Europe, or did we go cure the bubonic plague and teach them how to read and write? We brought them out of the dark ages because we had to. We was heroes, because if we didn't, the bubonic plague would have leaked out and killed our people, the whole earth. So was heroes. We didn't conquer Europe. They put in the books that the Moors conquered Europe, but we didn't conquer. How do you conquer a people, but you teach them how to read and write? You give them penicillin. You teach them how to wash themselves. You teach them how to not live with their animals. Moors
Mm-hmm.
created barns. Moors taught Europeans how to put animals in barns. When we came in Europe, they was living with the pigs. They was living with the animals. That's how the bubonic plague started. They was filthy,
Mm.
filthy. So we had to come up in there, clean them up. All them cathedrals that they say is Christian and Catholicism, they didn't build them cathedrals. Them cathedrals have Moorish architecture, high
Yep.
mathematics that they
Yep.
they didn't know mathematics. So how could you have built these cathedrals with these pyramids, circles, and squares? How? You didn't build them. The Moors built them.
Mm-hmm.
The Moors
Mm-hmm.
built them. Those were actually universities. That's where the Moors taught the Europeans what we call civilizing the uncivilized. We had to go back up in there. After Moses civilized them, they fell back into ignorance. And that's how the bubonic plague started in the dark ages that they teach our kids in public school. So we got to
Mm-hmm.
understand, to really understand the let me tell you something. They don't shoot Chinese people in the street. You know why they don't shoot Chinese people in the street? Because Chinese people don't call themselves yellow people. That's why. There's no yellow embassy. Police
Uh,
shoot black
uh,
people in the street.
uh,
Police shoot black people in the street because
yeah.
there's no black embassy. They don't shoot Chinese people in the street because, do you know what? If they did, the Chinese embassy would call the White House and say, yo, you better nip that in the bud. Because if you don't,
Right.
that's an act of war.
Right.
Where is this black, imaginary black thing? Black comes from slavery. It wasn't until Jim Crow and all of, because remember, niggas couldn't read and write. So how could we even know our ancestors called themselves black? Everything we know is what they teach us. We fought to go to their schools. We don't listen to J.A. Rogers. We don't listen to the scholars who have went to the East to learn and wrote books
Mm-hmm.
like destruction of what?
Oh, structure
Of
what?
what?
Western civilization. Western civilization.
Black civilization. Who
Oh,
was that guy?
black civilization.
Who was
Yeah.
that guy? That's how Illuminati works. Illuminati
Mm-hmm.
have our own people writing books and slightly pushing the narrative because they don't mind if we know certain things, but certain things we can't know. How come we don't have no holiday for Noble Drew Ali? They keep
Mm-hmm.
pushing Malcolm X, Martin Luther King. How come they don't speak about Noble Drew Ali? How come Elijah Muhammad and Farrakhan never said nothing about Noble Drew Ali when they
You
got
know what?
all their science from Noble Drew Ali?
You know why
Why?
they didn't say nothing about Noble Drew Ali? Because Noble Drew Ali was trading baboons with swords. You know how dangerous that is? You know how dangerous that is to train a baboon to use a sword? That's crazy. That's wild. There's no
That's
sort of bomb that
him.
can mess that up. You
He
feel
was,
me? He was doing stuff
Noble
like
Drew
that.
Ali is the one who got Marcus Garvey out of prison. That's how
Mm.
swift he was with the law. He knew
Yeah.
jurisdiction. Everything the Moors. See, I was Christian. I was born Christian. I studied with the guards, 5%ers. I was an
Mm-hmm.
Israelite for 10 years, right? Now I'm in Moorish science. And I'm gonna tell you, the Moors, what Noble Drew Ali brought, the reason why you don't hear about him because what he brought will free us. What he brought will free
Mm-hmm.
us. He teaching us maritime law. He's teaching us corporate law. He's teaching us jurisdictional law. Things that we do not know about. You understand? Things that we do not know about. Things that we need to be knowing to move on this planet. I mean, on this parcel of land. How can you be successful and you don't know how to move on the land? You don't know corporate law? We can't expect them to teach it to us. You understand? So where do we get it from? They killed Noble Drew Ali because Noble Drew Ali brought the science of black means dead. If you study the Black Laws Dictionary and you look up black means
Yeah, I
dead,
know, but
void
yeah,
of
the
life.
black dictionary. I mean, I hear what you're saying. I hear
Where the Black
100%
Laws
what you're saying.
Dictionary come from?
Definitely.
Where the Black Laws
Black law
Dictionary come from?
dictionary to me, this is just straight propaganda to demonize that word black because it's Middle English. Black is Middle English, so we bent so the whole thing is like, okay, different words mean different things during different time periods, right? You feel me?
Absolutely not. I
So
just told you. I just told you, brother. Mathematics, 2 plus 2 is 4.
right,
Letters
but
is
that's mathematics, not
mathematics.
English though.
Letters
English not
is
mathematics.
mathematics.
English
Letters
is
is
mathematics.
mathematics. A is 1. If you know
Mm-hmm.
supreme mathematics, if you build with the gods, letters is mathematics. It's the same science. You can't say 2 plus 2 is 6. So you can't make black a pronoun. Where they do that at? It's an adjective.
Yeah.
It's a thing. It's a thing. That's all it can be. It can't be a people. It never was. There's
Oh
no
yeah, that's
language.
it.
You
No.
tell me in
Yeah.
what language. You tell me in what language where you have documented proof, because we got peace treaties between the
Mm-hmm.
Moors. We got peace treaties between North Africans and all other nations. In those peace treaties, they never called themselves black people.
But no.
Never. Tribes
Yeah,
have names.
that's a made up concept. The whole racial identification, as far as black is a race, is a made up concept. You know what
Made
I'm
up
saying?
concept.
It's a whole made up concept because that
So when you're
it's just
talking about the
perpetual. Mm-hmm.
cosmology, cosmology is more so dealing with, okay, your hair, original hair tone color may be black, but is your skin black?
Yeah, I
Are the
mean, your skin
American
color
the
regardless.
American indigenous peoples? I don't care about what nobody else called themselves. Let's just
Mm-hmm.
let's break it down to this right here. The American indigenous peoples never called themselves black. Blackfoot,
Mm-hmm.
the Blackfoot Indian, remember, you're speaking English. Blackfoots don't speak English. Cherokees don't speak English. Choctaw don't speak English. Where are we getting this from? You understand what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Every explorer who came here said they was copper colored people. What am I? There's
Mm-hmm.
nothing black about me. This is a black shirt. Am I black? No, I'm copper colored. I'm copper. Um, um, Montezuma, copper colored. Um, Nas, you know, Nas is related to Pocahontas.
Mm-hmm.
He did his DNA and he got a hit with Pocahontas bloodline. Look at
Mm-hmm.
Nas. Nas ain't black. He's copper color. All indigenous American tribes was copper color. We are the copper colored people of the land. Yes, our ancestors is the Mayans and the Aztecs. Those are our ancestors. Look at my nose. I'm not
Mm-hmm.
from Africa. Do I smell like I'm from Africa? No. Do I talk like I'm from Africa? No. Can I be deported back to Africa? No. I'm from right here for
Mm-hmm.
thousands of years before Christopher Columbus, who
Mm-hmm.
was a
Mm-hmm.
Moor. Christopher
Mm-hmm.
Columbus was a
Mm-hmm.
Moor.
There you go. Nice. Yeah. Yeah.
Europeans didn't sail no ships. They couldn't
Mm-hmm.
read and write. So what makes you think they can build ships? So when we
Mm-hmm.
watching Hollywood movies and they talking about pirates, pirates are Moors
Right.
because they had to
Yeah.
hire West Africans, Northwest Africans, to man their ships. Even there was a queen and king of France and Spain who bought ships from Africa and couldn't do nothing with the ships because Europeans didn't know how to read compasses. They couldn't navigate. The Moors was the navigators. We build the
Mm-hmm.
ships. We sell the ships around the
Yeah.
world for thousands of years. So they plotted a coup after 900 years of being taught science, mathematics, music, poetry, troubadours. We had troubadours in Europe. They plotted a coup to get the Moors out of Europe.
Mm-hmm.
Queen Isabella and King Ferdinand of France came
Mm-hmm.
together and said, we got to get these Moors out of Europe. Why would you want to remove the people that taught you how to wash your ass? Why would you want to remove the people that brought penicillin to you and cured the bubonic plague, brought you science, mathematics? This is where Masonry comes from. Masonry is, because you know they're selfish people. They're very selfish people. So when the Moors taught the kings and queens education, they felt amongst themselves, they said only certain people supposed to have this knowledge. And they created their secret societies off of that. That's how secret societies came about. That's how
Mm-hmm.
Masonry came about. That's how Scotland and Britain and all of them, they got Masonry is that. You understand? So the education, all of that is proof to show what I'm saying to you is, right? Everything that comes from them is our shit, but backwards. We are
Mm-hmm.
the white people. We the white people of the earth. The richest people of the earth are the Moors. Even
But
today.
hold on. But we wouldn't be it wouldn't be a people. It's like it's still a status though, right? So that's what I'm saying. Like the whole white and black thing
A
as a
status is how much you worth. How much you
mm-hmm.
worth. That's why Mansa Musa was the whitest man in the world. Till today,
Exactly.
he's the whitest man in the world because he's the richest man in the world. It was
Mm-hmm.
about money. That's why I told you the Balkans were the poorest Europeans. That's why they called them black. And then the Slavs was the first slaves because they were the
Mm-hmm.
second poorest. So this is all European jargon. This has nothing to do with us. We don't speak that language. So when they took our language, they took the ability to translate what our ancestors were really saying. And that's why it's very imperative that we have our children learn our ancient languages. Let's go back to Sumeria. Let's learn the Sumerian tablets. Let's learn
Mm-hmm.
Aramaic. Let's learn Arabic. Those are all ancient languages. Why aren't they in the schools? Like how the Jews got whatever they want in their curriculum. You know, let me tell you something.
Mm-hmm.
I found out the Jews got magic as a subject in their private
Mm-hmm.
schools. They're teaching their kids magic like Harry Potter, B. How can our kids compete with that? They're teaching their kids how to use water, fire, elements, spirituality to create and manifest wealth. And that's
Yeah.
why we losing, B. That's why we losing.
I wouldn't say we're
I
losing,
couldn't
but
believe that.
we do got a call on the line. Caller, yeah, wanted to say something.
Yeah, peace to the guys, peace to the guys.
Peace, God.
Yeah, with the status, the brothers on point as far as politically, we are not African American. I'm gonna say that. That's trash. That's a trash slave status. We're not Negro. We're not colored or black politically. I think what you're trying to say, Meadow, is dealing with the cosmic aspect of darkness and that being the source of light and life.
Mm-hmm.
And that going beyond color. So I say this. Prophet Noble Drew Ali, we do have a holiday for him. Those of us that honor him, we actually celebrate his holiday.
That's right. That's right.
And we have to start doing that amongst ourselves. Fuck the colonizer. They're never going to honor any of our greats, any of our truly greats. So we have to do that ourselves, and we got to keep in mind that they do play trick us to politics and political mind games because our people aren't in control politically. And that was, of course, they utilized the different colonial laws to keep our people in a low status. Which he's speaking on with dealing with black, but I would not say that's our issue because he within the argument he pointed out he actually proved himself wrong in this context of anybody that studies the greatness of who we are, and Prophet Noble Drew Ali, of course, would be included in that. We know that they did assassinate the great brother, right? But we know that he stood on the square of our Moorish heritage. So, and then prior to him, because he just was a great redeemer of our Moorish heritage. Prior to him, when they met us over here in the Americas or wherever we was at, across the planet, but we're dealing with here in the Americas, we had our indigenous identities. And of course, that was tied to the great Moorish Empire within itself. Anybody can look up the Mexican American War. They spoke in the treaties of the Mauritanian races and the Indian associates controlling all of Mexico. And it's not with that bullshit little Mexico jurisdiction of today is. That's the whole of what they call Canada to South America was what we controlled as far as empire wise. But I say this, that yeah, even when we had our indigenous identities, the colonizers still disrespected our indigenous identities and went against that to either incriminate us or attempt to take us out. And that's even proven with the great Prophet Noble Drew Ali. So it goes beyond just the black identity of why our people are in the condition that they're in, because to be honest, our people at this time could even change that, even with still dealing with the black status, and really empowering themselves through whatever they deem the term to mean, because words can, even though everybody can go to etymology of words, but words are literally going to change with different time frames because people are going to put different meanings behind it, and once the masses of the people go with it, it's going to be that. I mean, of course, you can always reference of how it started, but it's just like hip hop.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
You got the corporate side and the and because I guess we can say the indigenous side.
Absolutely not.
But you got things that start one way but change. So I say this, that the key thing is for people to give meaning and purpose to any word that we say we are. So if we know back as in the U.S. colonial jurisdiction is silver little mortals that's dead in the eyes of the law. We understand that we're not checking off none of that shit. We're dealing with no political type shit like that. But we know that because that was, to me, I think you was definitely off when you was like James Brown did that as far as him like selling out. I don't agree with that, bro. Because think about this, he never used it in no context. He never used it in the context of us being like a piece of shit. He used it.
He don't have to. He don't have to. That's not what I said, though. That's not what I said, though. That's not what I said, though. I never said he used it in the context of that. I said he used it as the Masons told him to use it. The same Masons controlling the music industry now is the same Masons controlling the industry then. The black agenda is an agenda that they push so they can stay in control, because that keeps you from knowledge of self. If you don't know you are more and you calling yourself black, that attaches you to nothing. They have to keep pushing that agenda. You understand what I'm saying?
Right, yeah.
And another thing I want to say is, hold on, I want to comment on what you said. I want to comment on what you said, because this right here, this right here.
Did that in a malicious type way.
He did. It doesn't matter. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Agents, it doesn't matter if you do it maliciously or on purpose. The devil has you as a programmer, and you're programming your people saying, I'm black and I'm proud. You black and you proud? When all the Masons know, because they have rituals. Are you a Mason? Do you know the Masons' rituals? They have rituals to keep us black, brother, for a reason. They have to keep people thinking they black and they from Africa so they can take this land. This land, that's what it's all about. It's all about taking the land. They're doing business here. That's what they're doing. They're doing commerce here. You understand? And the word black, when you talk about, I want to prove to you, words don't change, brother. It's just like mathematics. 2 plus 2 is 4. It's always been 4. It's 4 on the earth and it's 4 on the moon. I don't care where you go in the galaxy. Same thing with etymology and linguistics. You have to study those subjects before you can say what it is and what it ain't. I'm telling you that it's mathematics. Letters add up to numbers. And when you're dealing with mathematics, you can't change it. Why does the Quran hold the power that it holds? And the Bible doesn't? Because of translation. What happens in translation, brother? You lose the essence of what is being said. So if English is one of the last languages on earth to come about from a bastard people, how can you use that as evidence against Aramaic? Languages that don't change and haven't changed for thousands. That's why the Muslims, they hold the Quran to such endearment because Arabic has not been translated, brother. It's the same system as Aramaic. You can learn secrets of history and secrets of magic by learning the power of linguistics. Because to cast spells, voodoo, I don't care what you're doing, you have to do what? Words. Words are the power. So if you constantly waking up calling yourself black, right? And in 4th grade, they told you to read the dictionary and that you black, what happens to the subconscious mind, brother? What happens to the subconscious mind, brother? Because black is dirty. It's no good
But that's the
definition
energy that they
of black
belong.
in the Webster's dictionary that they taught me.
I definitely want to respond real quick. I say this. All right. So for one, Arabic has been distorted. The language itself was not Arabic. The Arabs who were opposition to our people, and it's in the Quran that the Arabs are the most ignorant. It's even in the Quran. They are ignorant, and they did not
Brother, we're
create
not
that
talking
language.
about that, brother. I'm
They
talking
conquered that
about
language. They conquered
linguistics.
that language,
I'm
and they
talking about
mistranslated the
linguistics.
Quran. They mistranslated the
You have
Quran to
no
English.
evidence. Prove to me, brother, that Arabic has been tampered with, the language. It's this
No, I'm speaking of the
100,000-year-old
Quran,
language,
the
brother.
translation of the
And
Quran.
it's a derivative of Aramaic, what Yahshua spoke, which is a derivative of Hebrew. All those languages bounce off of each other. English doesn't. English doesn't. Even Latin. Latin bounces off of Hebrew. Hebrew bounces off of Aramaic. Aramaic bounces off of Arabic. English doesn't. Even Sumerian language.
What I'm saying is that the language itself was not called that. The people who conquered that, the Arabs who conquered that, they
What
put
was
it
it
there later
called then,
on.
brother?
But
You speak in English. You must know how
it
to
was
speak multiple
people
languages then. What was it called? What was it called?
sure.
If it
I'm not
wasn't
even sure.
Arabic, what was it called?
I would say it's an indigenous language. I'm not sure what it's called, but it's an indigenous
And
language.
that's what I'm saying. So brother,
It does not belong to the Arabs.
I'm gonna let you speak because I can't go. I go back and forth with people that can produce facts. Now, if you telling me that Arabic, it wasn't the original name, but you don't speak Arabic and you talking English, which is your oppressor's language, you can't tell me nothing about Arabic then, brother. How
Nah,
could you even step in the
that's not.
forum and do that? How can you do that, brother? Show me evidence. Show me evidence of what you're saying. You can't say, "Oh, I can't remember. It's an indigenous word." No, scholars, when you on and you conversing with a scholar, you have to bring evidence because everything I spoke, I gave you evidence that you can go Google and do your own research. You haven't given me that with what you're saying, brother.
Right, with the well, I haven't given you that with the language. I admit I do not know what the hell the language was called at that time. That's why I just say it's an indigenous language. But I know the proof of the Quran being tampered with in its English translation, and the people that call themselves Arab
He's
today
off.
being positioned to our people. Absolutely. And then you
Brother,
talk about the
brother, 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 brother. I said the Quran, the Quran has never been translated, brother. It has never been
What are you talking about? It's
translated.
the English
That
version of the
means
Quran
that
right
means
now, bro.
this. That means this. That means this. Once it goes from Arabic to English, it's over. But in its original form, it has never been tampered with, brother. You have to learn to speak the language to make the accusations that you're making, brother. You killing a 100,000-year-old language with what you make it, and you have no proof. You just talking. So this is what I'm saying. I'm gonna allow you to finish talking, and because I can't go back and forth with someone that doesn't have actual facts. Like the gods say you got to speak actual facts, which means if you come up on a forum and you say something, you have to bring evidence of that. You understand? I know for a fact there's no evidence of that because Arabic is a derivative of Aramaic, and Aramaic is a derivative of Hebrew, and Hebrew is a derivative of what Sumerians spoken. Those are all Moorish nations. Those are all Moorish nations, and all those languages are connected. Like if I could send you a YouTube video where you have a Latin girl, right, and a Jewish girl, and how they saying the words sound the same and got the same meaning. How is that? Because Hebrew is a derivative of